Nothing really. Did you all do Damodarashtakam? Are you doing every day? Offering lamps?
Yes.
Yes, that's wonderful. Did you try to inspire any of your friends or any neighbors or anyone to do that? Did anyone try?
We can't go outside of my home because someone has corona in my apartment.
Okay, that's understood. But you can always, like how we are meeting, we're not meeting physically, right? So, but we're still meeting. So, we're still going to schools through this Zoom. So we can try through Zoom. We can try through calls. We can ask our parents to call our friends, right? You have some way to communicate with your friends, relatives, etc. So you can use those ways. I understand we cannot physically go to their places. Okay, will you all try?
Yes.
So today is a very, very special day. It's a day of
Gopash.
Gopash. So Krishna took the charge of cows. Earlier, he was tending the smaller cows or the calves. But today, on this special day, he graduated. Like you all graduate from class 7 to 8 or 9 to 10 or whatever, 4 to 5. And you feel happy about it? When you move from one class to the other, you feel happy or sad? Happy?
It's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Okay. More burden.
Yeah.
More books.
But we also get excited because we're getting older.
Oh, you get sad because you're getting older.
We get sad because we get more homework by the time.
Oh, I see. That's true. But that's a part of life, right? The more we grow, the more responsible we become, the more intelligent we become, or should become rather. Sometimes it's not seen like that, but we can't always be like a 2-year-old, right? So that's a part of life. Okay, very nice. So you all did your homework? What was the homework? What did we discuss last time? Anyone remembers?
We had to write about the tortoise sloka and include examples and stuff.
Wonderful. Let's hear your essay, Raina. Let's hear what you have written. Please, you want to share with everyone?
If you are able to withdraw your senses from sense objects, like a tortoise draws its lens into its shell, one is fixed in perfect consciousness. One way to do this is to stay in a favorable environment, like school, or at the temple, or with good people with good qualities. One can also chant, serve devotees, and read the Bhagavad Gita to strengthen their shell of bhakti.
That's wonderful. You all remember the video we saw, the crocodile and the tortoise? Was it insightful? Okay. Vanita, let's hear your essay. Thank you. Very nice. Good job, Raina, for your wonderful essay. Let's hear. Yeah.
In chapter 2, verse 58 of the Bhagavad Gita, the book quotes, "One who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects as the tortoise draws its lens within the shell is firmly fixed in consciousness." What the quote means is that someone who can withdraw their senses in a negative environment and learn to avoid these situations is firmly fixed in consciousness. Someone who knows how and when to withdraw their senses and can protect themselves in the same way a tortoise protects itself with its shell has achieved consciousness. But negative situations aren't easy to avoid. That's why the verse compares us to a tortoise, whose strong shell protects it from its natural predators. The same way us humans need to strengthen ourselves so that we can avoid negative situations and making mistakes in the future. But how? How can we strengthen ourselves? Well, a few ways we can strengthen ourselves are chanting, serving devotees, and reading the Bhagavad Gita.
Wonderful. Thank you. Very nice. Well written. Okay, so I think everyone got this shloka 2.58. Are you all memorizing verses as well? 2 verses every week? Did everyone do that?
We don't have the list.
Okay, so that's probably my mistake. I forgot to send last week.
I don't have the list either.
Correct, because you joined a little later. You all joined last week, and I didn't send. So I'll make a note for myself, and I'll send it right away after this class in that group. So your parents would have it, and your parents can make a copy of it and a printout, and you all can get it. Okay, so I hope you'll forgive me for not sending it last time. But for now, we will just read. So everyone can read 2 shlokas. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So let's start with the Kṛṣṇa.
Dhritarashtravacha dharmashetra kurukshetre samavetayutsava mamaka pandavascheva kimakurvata sanjaya Karpanyadoshopada svabhava Purchami tvam dharma sammudacheta Yashreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me Sishyasteham sadimam tvam prapannam.
Okay, Vaidehi, want to read? And then Avani can read.
Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yonpanam jara tatta dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuyati matra sparsastu konteya sitosna sukha dukkha agamopaino nityas tam stitik sava bharata.
Very nice.
Jayate miryate va kad achin nayam bhutva bhavita vanabhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purnayo na hanyate hanyamane sariren neha bikrama nasyosti pratva vayo na vidyate swa alpam api asya dharmasya drayate mahato bhayat.
Very nice. Vinita, would you like to read, please?
Which one? 2.41.
Correct. Vyavasatmika buddhir
Buddhir eka guru nandana bahusakha hi anata
anantascha
cha putayo ya
saina.
sainam
One more.
Visaya vinivarantate nirharsya dehina rasavajam rasopi asya param drashtava nivartate.
Good, good. Yes, who's left? Who's not read? Yes, please.
Dhyayato visayan pumsa sagas te supaya jayate sagas sanjayate kamat krodo vijayate krodad bhavati samohat smriti vibrama smriti brahmsad buddhinasad pranasyati.
Very nice. So these are till the first page of this 50 verses is from chapter 1 and 2. So every week try to memorize 2 of these, and slowly you'll be able to memorize all 50 verses. So we discussed 2.58 last time, the tortoise verse. So today we will discuss another verse, which is 2.67. Okay, I'm going to share the screen again. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano anuvidhiyate tad asya harati pragyam vayur navam ivambhasi. Anyone wants to read? Avani, can you read this?
As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence.
It's a small purport, so let's read that. Vinita, you want to read this?
Unless all of the senses are engaged in the service of the Lord, one of them engaged in sense gratification can deviate the devotee from the path of transcendental advancement. As mentioned in the life of Maharaja Ambarisa, all of the senses must be engaged in Krishna consciousness, for that is the correct technique of controlling the mind.
Very nice. Thank you. So, what do we understand here? Indriya refers to our senses, right? We all have senses, the ability to see, the ability to hear, to smell, to speak, to taste, etc. And what do? Charatham. They wander. They want to go in different directions. Did we discuss the chariot analogy last time? Were you all there? The chariot and the mind and the body? Okay, we'll discuss that again today. So remind me if I don't cover that. So they wander in different directions, right? The eyes want to see something nice. The ears want to hear something nice. The tongue wants to eat something nice, etc. So anuvidhiyate, and they are constantly engaged. And what do? Haran. Have you heard the Sita Haran? Right? So Haran means kidnap. So they kidnap what? Pragyam, Gya. So our knowledge, they kidnap our intelligence. The wandering senses, what do? They kidnap our intelligence. We are not able to understand what is right and what is wrong. Correct? And then what happens? The example is given. Bhagavad Gita is giving this example. Like a boat is carried away with the wind. Okay, let me show you a video of this. I will show you a video which you all like to hear. You like to see, understand through videos better? Okay. I'll share my screen and the video as well. So let's watch this. Maybe this one. There are so many such examples we see here, how the boat is carried away by the strong winds or the water waves. So it's a combination of water and winds, right? So what do, I guess someone just signed off or disconnected maybe. So what did you learn from this verse and seeing this video? What did you learn? Any thoughts? Thank you, Mahima, for joining. Yeah,
Hare
perfect.
Krishna.
Yes, Kushi, please tell. Yeah, it's a good idea to raise your hand to answer the question. Yes.
like the boat was controlled by the like the boat was going away to whatever its place by the wind and the water waves. Like that, we shouldn't. Krishna tries to get us to go to our real destination, Krishna Vrindavan.
Very good. Anyone else has any thoughts from that video and the verse? Okay, so we'll understand this through a whiteboard. Okay, so what's the boat compared to here in this verse?
The intelligence, a man's intelligence.
Okay, very nice. Does everyone agree with her, or anyone has a different opinion? It's okay to have different opinion.
I agree with her.
Okay, good. So intelligence, right? And so intelligence basically guides intelligence is basically, we'll come to this analogy. Intelligence kind of controls the mind or guides the mind, or is the next door neighbor of the mind. And mind, what does the mind do? The mind guides any guesses, any thoughts? What does the mind do for those who were present in the previous classes? Senses, right? Correct? For example, if you have to eat some, let's say, fruit, so what will be the first thought? It will be in your mind. Okay, mind will say to the legs, intelligence will say, okay, this fruit is good for my health. This is prasadam, this was offered to Krishna, so this is very good. So let me eat it. Then the intelligence will guide the mind. Okay, the legs walk to the fruit basket or peel the banana, and then the hand muscles will put the fruit in the mouth, correct? Right? So someone is guiding all that. So the mind guides the senses. So the boats compared to intelligence. What's the wind or the storm compared to?
The senses.
Right. So wind carries the wind carries what? The boat. So similarly, the intelligence which is not properly directed, correct? As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses on can carry the intelligence. So it's not senses, it's actually roaming senses, correct? It's a difference here. So it's the wandering senses or uncontrolled senses, we can say, right? Does everyone agree to that, or you have different thought? So uncontrolled, wandering senses, right? So now, when the senses are uncontrolled, then the boat has to go to a destination as well, right? Whether it is a car or a boat, we all need to go to a destination. So what's now the analogy? We'll extend this analogy, okay? So we'll extend this analogy further. So what do we do in a boat? What do we have something in a boat so that it does not wander in spite of strong winds? Do you know, Sam? Have you heard that word, or do you know? Even if there is strong winds, the boat will not. The sails. We'll come to the sails. The sails actually help to direct the direction of boat. It's a very good. Well, it's a good point you brought up. So the sails help to direct the direction of boat, and even in spite of strong winds, the sails help to direct to go the boat in the wrong direction, in the right direction. Correct? As per the guidance of who? Who drives the boat? What's the driver of the boat called? Who knows?
The sailor.
Like sailor or captain, right? Like a pilot, the one who drives the airplane is called the pilot, right? So one who drives the boat, or the captain of the ship. So the scriptures explain that who is the captain of the ship? Any guesses? So we need a captain to drive. That's a guru, right? So the guru, or the spiritual master, or the teacher, helps us to guide our wandering senses in the right direction. Are you all getting this point? If we don't have a teacher, if we don't have a guide, if we don't have a mentor in life, then we will be swept away. We will be carried in the wrong direction, right? But if we have a teacher, if we have a guide, if we have a spiritual master in life, then they will help to adjust. What does a captain do, or a sailor do? They adjust the sails, correct? They adjust those sails so that the boat does not go in wrong direction, correct? What else is there in a boat which we can relate to our life? The boat needs to go to a destination, correct? And what's our destination?
Kṛṣṇa.
Kṛṣṇa.
Kṛṣṇa, or back home, back to Godhead, right? Also we say bhakti, or devotional service. But at the same time, we have to live in this world. So we have to be a good human being, a good student, a good son, or a good daughter, or a good friend, a good brother, sister. We all have so many roles, correct? So while we are in this world, we have to do those roles nicely. And for that also we need spiritual master. And bhakti will help us to be a good human being in every aspect. Because we'll become responsible, we'll become more mature, our intelligence will not be misdirected. So can you give example of wandering senses? Who would like to give an example? Raise your hand. Wandering senses, what does it mean, uncontrolled wandering senses? Any good example? Raise your hand if you know any example. What does it mean by uncontrolled wandering senses? What's the storm? What distracts us, or what takes away? Haranti pragya. What kidnaps our intelligence? So we are not able to make right choices, right? Then our senses wander, correct? Yes, Mahima, please.
Yeah, so doesn't the wandering senses come from Maya?
They come from Maya, okay. But what I would like to know some example in your life, or in student life. Give some example. Yes, Kṛṣṇa.
In these in student age, for now, I would say like other stuff than studies.
Other stuff than studies. What is that other stuff? Okay, Avani.
So like social media would be one of them. Like you're studying, but then your mind goes like, I want to go on social media, like something like that.
Yes, that's a very good example. Yes, Raina, you want to share?
Instead of focusing on your schoolwork, you're thinking about what's for dinner and like if you want a snack or something.
Yes, these are all great examples. Very nice. You're also intelligent. So, not focusing on what we are doing, but thinking about other things which are not linked to that. Basically, it will not help us to align or focus, and it will distract us, right? We'll not be able to make good choices, and we'll not, let's say our destination is to, or our goal is to complete our homework or assignment or project in next 2 hours or 1 hour. And if we think of 100 different things, or what's for dinner, or social media, or what my friend told me, this and that, and what will I say to him or her, then all this is distraction, correct? So what do we need? We need to anchor ourselves, correct? You have heard of the word anchor? So the boat has an anchor. What does anchor help the boat to do?
It keeps it in one place.
It keeps it in one place. Very nice. So basically it helps to not get carried away, isn't it? So it helps to stay focused in spite of the distractions. Will the strong winds be able to take away the boat if the anchor is in place? Will the water waves be able to take the boat if the anchor is in place? No. So similarly in our life, if we have the strong anchor, and what is that anchor? The anchor of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, correct? Or bhakti. So bhakti does not just mean chanting the Hare Krishna. Of course, that was one of the very important limbs. But my dear friends, bhakti will help us to be good in every aspect. It will give us good intelligence, right? It will give us good health, right? It will give us good to be a good human being, a good son or daughter, brother or sister or student. We all have these different roles, correct? So Krishna consciousness will help us in each and every aspect of our life. And because when we are focused, we want to only focus on what's the goal. And then we will see what is value added and what is not value added. Do you all remember the 4 quadrants we studied way back? I think you were not there. Most of you were not there, but I'll cover that maybe in the next time. So we have to always analyze that, is this thing going to help me in my any aspect of life, to me to be a good student, in my bodily health, in my intelligence, in my bhakti? If most likely, if that does not help, then we should avoid those things. Those are the things which carry our intelligence, correct? Those are like the wandering mind and senses. So we have to be careful. We have to be sthit pragya. What does sthit pragya means? Sthita means situated, fixed in consciousness. Their pragyam, in this verse we discuss, their pragyam is not stolen or kidnapped. Why? One who is resolute in purpose. Vyavasatmika buddhi. We read that in the important verse 2.41, right? How to be resolute in purpose? By focusing on what we are doing. So when it is time to study, we should focus 100% on study. When it's time to chant, we should focus 100% on chant. When it's time to eat, we should focus 100% on eating. When it's time to to take care of some home chores, we should focus 100% on that. It's difficult. I know it's not easy. I'm just repeating to myself also. But when we try sincerely, we will be able to. Any thoughts, any comments, any questions around this topic? Is it all clear? No, yes, maybe, but if, probably. No questions.
Yes.
Okay. So the next verse, I'm just going to, so you got the boat, you got the guru example, you got the understanding of how this dynamics is working. So we have to anchor ourselves. Anchor also means humility. The roots of the tree which are deeper in the ground, when the waves of wind come, they are not shaken, correct? Those roots which are not deep in the ground, they are pulled over by the storms or hurricanes, correct? So similarly, one who is not grounded in life, that means humility. That means that we should never feel proud. Oh, I am a great student, or I sing very nicely. No one is better singer than me. Or I'm very beautiful. No one is as beautiful as me. Or I know this thing very nicely. So what does all these things mean that the person is proud? When we all go through difficulties. Do we all go through difficulties? So that these difficulties represent what? The strong winds. So if we are grounded, that means if we are humble, tolerant, we have good intelligence, we have Kṛṣṇa consciousness, we will not be disturbed. Those trees where the roots are deeper in the ground, they're not disturbed. Rather, they can handle those ups and downs in life. Can you give an example of disturbances which may cause some agitation in your lives? Any disturbance? Anything bothers you? If it's not so personal, you want to share with everyone. So is there any disturbance, or all of you are like very happy, jolly, and always in blissful? Is there any disturbance anyone gets? Maybe not today, but in general, I'm saying. Right? You get sometimes disturbed by some situations or some things. Any examples? Who wants to share? Raise your hand if you want to share. No one has any disturbances, any difficulties, any challenges in life? Only Kṛṣṇa has some challenges. Rest all is blissful. Okay, Kṛṣṇa, let's hear what you got.
Whenever I do my studies or anything, I get disturbed by other stuff like sounds, music, electronics, and stuff like that.
Nice, good example. Yes, Sahas, please tell. What are...
Sometimes I get sometimes when my dad's like watching, sometimes like a TV, and then sometimes I'm working, I get distracted by that and I can't focus on my work, which is to do my homework.
Okay. Are you all not distracted? Yeah, thank you. Are you all not distracted by this corona thing? Is it not bothering you at all? No one is bothered at all by this? Are you not distracted? Has there a time in your life when your friend said something to you and you didn't like it and you were very angry upon that situation? Is it not distracting? Is it not bothering or disturbing? And then you are constantly thinking, why did he or she tell this to me? Right? Do you think like that? See, I can read your minds. Just kidding. Right? It's distracting, correct? Why? All these distractions are like storms. So some people, they're so distracted, they keep thinking about it for hours and hours and hours. And what's happening in all that? Our precious time is lost. We can't focus on the things which are of value. So rather than thinking about what we should be doing to not be distracted or how to overcome those distractions, because our intelligence is gone, right? So Ravana is a classic example. Ravana we have heard, all of you know the story of Ravana and Lord Rama, that how he kidnapped Mother Sita. So Ravana was distracted when he heard about the beauty of Mother Sita. And then he wanted to get Mother Sita for his selfish enjoyment. Although he had many queens who were very beautiful and chaste, very, very kind to him, but he was not satisfied. So that's like a storm. One who is satisfied, one who is humble, one who has good intelligence is not disturbed. It's not that ups and downs don't come in the life of those who are humble or those who are Krishna conscious. Prabhupada also, went through so many difficulties, correct? All of you know Srila Prabhupada, little bit at least. All of you know what I'm talking about? Okay, let's maybe share one or two difficulties which Prabhupada underwent. Who knows? Any one or two difficulties? Yes, Avani.
When he was coming to USA, he had heart attacks on the ship while he was coming.
Yes. Very nice. Thank you. Is going through heart attacks easy?
No.
No. Not just one, like multiple. And that too in a cargo ship with no assistance. It took almost more than a month to come from India to US, the Boston Harbor. So can we imagine, like, without any assistance, what Prabhupada disturbed? Not at all. A pure devotee, although it is a very difficult situation, but he was not disturbed. That's the power of Krishna consciousness. That's the power of bhakti. Any other? Yes, Sahas wanted to share one difficult. Yes.
Prabhupada so he wanted to buy some temples, but he wanted to buy this temple property, but no one will give him the money in India or here. So he had so many difficulties with the money issues. So then somehow, with Krishna's mercy, he found a way to get around it and got the money to get a temple in New York.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, these are like a couple of examples from the unlimited difficulties he underwent. But actually, he was never disturbed. Because in his heart, he was always thinking about his spiritual master. Who knows the name of his spiritual master? Yes, Vedi.
Did his name have like Bhakti Vedanta?
Yeah. Bhakti Vedanta is Prabhupada's name, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master. So Prabhupada was always thinking about the instruction which his spiritual master gave him. He was always thinking about Vrindavan. So one who is constantly thinking about Krishna, that person is not disturbed. So we can also follow the footsteps. We will also get difficult situations like corona, or sometimes we get some disease. Sometimes we are sick. That's also disturbing, right? We all go through some diseases. No matter who we are, we will go through disease because that's the nature of this world. We will go through ups and downs. We'll go through, sometimes we lose some dear member in our family. It could be our great grandfather or grandfather or grandmother or some relative, and we are attached to them and we feel very sad. That's also disturbing, correct? So, but in one way, we will never be disturbed if we follow the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. That means if we strongly anchor through the bhakti process, through the humility, then we will not be disturbed. Then our intelligence will not be carried if we don't allow our senses to wander. So how do we have to use our senses? The example is given, we read in the purport today, that we must engage all our senses in Krishna consciousness. Okay? So what does that mean, to engage our senses in Krishna consciousness? Let's discuss that. Okay? We will write first. Let me share my screen again. Okay. Are you able to see? What do you see? The whiteboard?
Yeah.
Okay. So first, let's make a list of the senses or the body parts and how we can use our senses in Krishna consciousness. Okay. And you have to mention both the conditional and constitutional duties. Okay. So let's start. Who wants to share? Yes. Right. Please tell. Did they say your name right, Mehak? Okay, I think she is busy. Yes, tell. Please tell.
My name is Mahima.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Mahima.
Yeah. And you can use your sense of taste to taste Krishna Prasad.
You can use our sense of taste to honor Krishna Prasad. Why do we say we are not tasting Prasad? We say honor because Prasadam is also, Prasad actually means mercy. It's a remnants of the Lord. So we don't say we are eating Prasad. We don't say we are tasting Prasad. We say we are honoring Krishna Prasad. Why? Because it's worshipable. It's non-different from Krishna. Okay, very good example. What else? Yes, Kushi. Senses or sense organs, hands, legs, eyes, ears, all these things. How can we use? Yeah.
For eyes, we can see Lord Krishna's beautiful body.
Yes. So we can see the deities or pictures, Lord Krishna and his incarnations, right? Pastimes, correct? All of you have some paintings at home or some books which or some deities you have. Everyone has some way or other to see. So you all can see every day. We all can see and offer some flowers to those pictures or those deities, right? Okay, now let's talk about hands. How can we use hands? Yes, Vedahi.
To decorate the puja area and to serve him.
The temple. So decorate or in Ambrish Maharaj used to use and basically said cleaning. So we need to clean the temple or the puja area or the altar, right? Just type in. Yeah. So we also need to use hands for chanting, right? Correct? We also need hands to cook. How many of you cook anything, even if it's a small thing? Wow, that's amazing. Everyone should learn cooking. I also like to cook. So it's not that boys should not cook. Everyone should learn to cook, right? So Sahas, you can also learn to cook a little bit and keep adding. So right now you may make simple preparations like rice, dal, or assist your mother or whoever is cooking at home, father. And then you'll learn more. And then you offer to Kṛṣṇa, right? We need to arrange the plate nicely. We need to water Tulasi Devi. We need to chant. We need to bring book. We need to hold the books with our hand. Right now also we are using your hands to write some notes or touch Bhagavad Gita, correct? You're using a pen or pencil. So we should be so grateful, right? That Kṛṣṇa has given us these limbs. I'm not writing all, but there are so many ways we can use our hands. We can use our hands to clean the dishes after devotees have taken prasad or when the deities have taken bhoga. We can use hands to help others, correct? So many ways we can help others, clean the temple or serve devotees. Elder devotees may not be able to sometimes, pick stuff because of their age. We can help in carrying their load, correct? So many ways. We can draw some colors or paintings or write notes, or we need hands for so many things. Okay. Let's talk about legs. Can we use legs in Kṛṣṇa service? Others? You see questions asked. Yeah. Raina? Yes, please tell.
You can walk to the temple and just walk around the temple, look at other pictures of Kṛṣṇa.
Yes, so walking around is basically called, who knows that word? I already started that.
Parikrama?
Parikrama. What is it called in English?
Circumambulation?
Yes, circumambulation of temple deities. That's parikrama, right? My parents did Govardhan parikrama today. I was talking to them, so I was missing that. Parikrama basically means to walk around the temple or the Govardhan parikrama or the Tulasi parikrama, also called pradakshina. And all the devotees in the Bhagavatam, we see a lot of devotees are doing when they meet the Supreme Lord, and when they're like going back, they're doing parikrama. So walking to the temple. Also, if the temple is far, we can't walk all the way. We need some car or some way to get there, right? So we need legs to drive that. Okay, very nice. What else? We got eyes, we got legs. Intelligence. How can we use our intelligence in Kṛṣṇa's service, or our mind? Any thoughts? Mind and intelligence, how can we use? Yes, Vedi.
To think about Kṛṣṇa and to understand whatever we read in like Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam.
Very good. To read, understand Bhagavad Gita, we need some, we need to put our mind and intelligence, right? You don't pay attention. And Kushi, can you please stop moving your chair? It's distracting me and probably yourself as well. Sorry. So to read, understand Bhagavad Gita, or to share, like if you have to present this to someone, you need to use your mind and intelligence that how you will present this to your friend, correct? And then we can use the power of discretion. Correct? What does discretion mean? You know this word discretion? Everyone knows? Who doesn't know? Okay. Raina, can you explain for others, for everyone?
It just kind of means to keep it hidden and not show it.
Okay. Anyone else wants to try to explain this word? Okay, sometimes these words could have multiple meanings. And what, so let me end this in our classes, we cover. So it's basically the ability to decide or what should be done in a particular situation. Sahas, what are you doing? Are you talking to me or to someone else? Hare Krishna. So what does discretion mean here? The ability to decide. Discrete mean differentiate. You have heard the word discrete? To differentiate between good and bad. Do we need intelligence to use that? To differentiate, hey, this is not good for me. When we read scriptures, it's nourishing our intelligence. I think charity example will cover next time, okay? But this is important. So intelligence helps us to understand what is good for me and what is not good for me. If someone gives us, hey, eat 10 samosas, eat 5 samosas, then we should be able, okay, this eating 5 samosas is not probably the good thing for me. I'll eat one only if it's Kṛṣṇa Prasad. Oh, eat this thing. This has cake with eggs in it. Right? It may seem tempting, correct? A friend invites to some birthday party or something, but the cake has eggs. Will we eat it? What do you say? Should we eat it or not? No. But what do we need to use there? The senses want to eat. It looks tempting. The tongue wants to taste it, correct? It's like a storm. But if our anchor is strong, no, I will not eat it because it's not good for me. It's not offered to the Lord and it has eggs. It is sinful, correct? So then we will be able to say no. We need to use our intelligence there, correct? Are you all getting this point? Power of discretion to understand good versus bad, correct? What else can we use in Krishna service? This is a very important point. Yes, Mahima, did I say it right this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can use the sense of hearing to
Hearing,
listen.
ears, yeah. To what can we hear?
Like you can listen to like kirtans and bhajans, and you can listen to like Krishna classes.
Are you in the same room? Sahasan, looks like there's an echo going on.
Let me try to fix it. Okay, is it better now?
Yes. Here, Kirtan, bhajans, and Sahas and you're in the same room, right? Are you? See? I could figure out by the echo. Okay, hearing bhajans, kirtans, lectures. Right now also you're sitting and hearing Bhagavad Gita, correct?
Yeah.
You need the ears. Hearing lectures, not hearing Bollywood, Hollywood song, right? If we use that, then we are misusing our ears. Yes, Khushi.
We can use our nose to smell the flowers when we do our puja.
Yes. Very good. Nose to smell flowers after offering to Lord Krishna. Very nice. And of course, we have to use all our senses in doing our conditional duties also, right? We need hands to do our homework. We need intelligence to get good grades, to offer this to Krishna. So it's not that we don't have to use those. We need ears to hear our teachers as well. We need eyes to see the board, the class. You have some whiteboards or some form of, or even like Zoom sessions. You need eyes to see, to do their homework and stuff. What else? The ability to speak, right? Can we use that? How should we use that? Yes, ma'am.
By chanting and like singing like Bhagavad Gita verses, like kirtans and bhajans.
Chant Hare Krishna, sing names of Lord Krishna. So that includes chanting, bhajans, kirtans, reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. We should speak very kindly to others, correct? Devotees should be very kind. We should glorify the devotees, right? So glorification of Lord and his devotees, right? So basically the example here is mentioned is to use all our senses in Krishna's service. And these are some of the ways we can use. So if we do that, our life will be very happy, successful, and we'll be grounded, we'll be anchored in life. Otherwise, we will be carried, our mind and senses will be carried in wrong direction. So now you are, growing in your from like some of you are 10 years, some of you are 12, some of you are 14, different age groups you are. But now you're going in a very crucial phase in your life. So where you will have to make decisions, you will have to make the right choices through the power of your intelligence. But if you have strong intelligence, Bhagavad Gita, scriptures, chanting, Krishna consciousness, then you will make the right decisions. Okay. Any comments, questions around this topic? So it's already a little over time, but if anyone has any comments, questions. Yes, Krishna.
What's the homework?
Okay, good. I'm excited that you are excited for homework, which is good. So one thing is you have to prepare an essay on this topic, which we discussed, right? The 2.67 verse, the boat and all the examples we discussed. And I want you all to share with at least one friend, relative, anyone, your cousin, brother, sister, whoever, you decide, that parent. And I want you to be able to explain to them this topic. Okay, so at least you should be taking at least 10 minutes to explain to that person. So first you read this again, understand this again, write your notes, write your essay, and then try to explain to others. Okay, through Zoom. You don't need to go physically, you can explain through Zoom. Okay, and then I'll be sharing the document. So learn at least 2 verses every week. That's the expectation. 2 verses every week, and try to inspire at least 1 or 2 friends. The last 7 days of this Kartik month are pending now. So at least inspire 2-3 people, 2-3 of your friends, relatives. You all talk to your relatives, right? Some uncle, aunt, you have some people to talk to, correct? Everyone has some friend, some relative, some chacha, mama, whatever you call them, right? So talk to them, tell them, can you just take 2 minutes of your time and do Damodar Ashtakam with me today? Most people will not say no. They'll say, yeah, sure, I'll try. Okay. Okay, so I think everyone is clear on that. So happy Gopashtami again, and I'll share that, and make sure you get the printout, and then we'll see you all next week. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Happy
Hare
Gopashtami.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Bye.